Good to be with you today. My name's Kevin Bailey. I work for Juab County out of Utah, and I'm the weed supervisor there. What we're going to talk about today is EDDMapS Pro. But where we need to begin is eddmaps.org. You need to have a login, username, and a password. You can do that by going here, signing up, and getting that here. For time constraints, I'm going to log in and go through the process. Once you've got that login, you can log in, and it's going to bring you to the home page of eddmaps.org. We're going to go to My EDDMapS, which is where we're going to spend our time to set up EDDMapS Pro. First thing that we're going to set up is our species list. So this is unique to the user. You can go ahead and add individual species by typing in that species or from a scroll down screen, and you can put and add the species. What I've done today is I've went ahead and I've added a state list. So I clicked on Utah Noxious Weed List, I added that list, and this is what popped up. It's really user friendly. If I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to map more garlic mustard and I want that at the top of my list, I want to move this to the top of that list, and you can go and arrange this any way you want. If you don't have any of some of these weeds in your area of working, you can go ahead and delete them off of this list, and it's really user friendly and specific to the user. Once we've done that, we want to come back over to the left side of our list, and we want to go where it says EDDMapS Pro Tools. We click on that and we want to create My County List. This is where all of the data is and specific to your county or your area. You go up here and you click your state and click your county, and then you add it, and that's what I've generated down here. And all of these other counties are surrounding counties of Juab County. So again, it's a user thing and makes it more unique to the user. Back over to the left side, underneath EDDMapS Pro Tools, Photo Projects. Now this doesn't show up here unless you open up the app and sign in, and then you go through the photo project process and make it so that it is here and linked with eddmaps.org. So I've went ahead and done that, and I'll show you how it comes up. So I've done a practice test here for this summit. Again, if I don't want this to be active on my phone, I can hit the trash button, make it inactive, and then when I sync, it's not going to be uploaded on my device, meaning phone or tablet. I can also make it so that it can be user-friendly between users. I can click users. Again, you can see that I've shared it with Jerry. I'm the main one for this, and I can add other users like the folks that spray for me. I can add them here, and then they also have this out in the field. So I'm going to go back to My EDDMapS and talk about the last thing before we move on to EDDMapS Pro. The last one is My KMLs here, and it is labeled different on EDDMapS Pro. What you can do or have the ability to do is you can have a KML, the project area, track logs, or something associated with that, and you can put those in on eddmaps.org, and it will sync with EDDMapS Pro. So again, I go up here and I choose my file, I name the layer of what I want it to be, and then I press upload, and that's how I've generated this list. We're going to move over to EDDMapS Pro now. So you go to the App Store and you download it. Again, it's the same username and password for EDDMapS Pro. And I've went ahead and I've already signed into EDDMapS Pro, and this is kind of what it looks like. So this is our map. You can have more detail or less detail, just depending on how you want to do it. And this, as you can see, my data points here, and as I scroll out, they show up on the map. Where we're going to be spending our time is over here on these desk drawers. So if I click on these desk drawers, it's going to pull up a list here. The first thing that I like to show specifically is the app settings. One reason for this is because these two things right here is that I went ahead and I messed with my state species list, and I want that to show up in a specific way on this app. I need to go ahead and click on that and refresh that. So whether I have a refresh on the species list or the refresh on the state species list, you can click both of them and it will refresh your list. Also a good place if you need to send feedback, if you're having trouble with the app. Again, we're going to go back to our desk drawers, and we've done the invasive map. We're on to photo projects. This is the same thing, and it's set up the same way as it is on eddmaps.org. Over here to our right is where you'll download it. And I've already downloaded it to save time. You can click on it and it brings it up. You'll come over here and you'll click on your photos that you've taken. And this is the photo that I've taken of my desk here. And again, it's to the user. You can go out and you can take a bunch. So if I've got a whole area here where I want to take photo points to be able to show my data year after year or progress, I can do that. What it does is I take the first original photo, and then the next photo that I take the next year or a month down the road, it kind of ghosts that picture, and then so that you can take the same picture that you took previously. And again, it's user friendly. We can pass that between users using eddmaps.org and being able to share that through the users. So we're going to go back to our desk drawers here and talk about the data sets. This is the data sets that you first saw when I opened up the EDDMapS Pro app. Over here on the right, there is a button that is the download button, and I have pressed all of those and I've downloaded all of this data. So Juab County is my county, and this is my data, and all of this other is the surrounding counties. I can toggle these on and off and making it so that I've got all or some of the data that is associated with each data set. And again, it is specific of what do you want within your data set. So let's go back to our drawers. The next one is offline maps, and hopefully this is in Utah. We have a large amount of area where we do not have cell phone coverage, and you can download these offline maps and be able to see exactly where you're at and where your data is, because when you get out in those areas, right now, all it is basically just a blank map. You can use KMLs where you can download your road maps, and soon, hopefully, we will have those offline map tiles that will be user-friendly, and you can zoom, and it shows you exactly where you're at. And this part we are still working on to make better. We'll go back over to our drawers again. So project area. This is where those KMLs are. This is what it's named on as project areas. On eddmaps.org, it is my KMLs. You can toggle these on and off. You download them and you can toggle them on and off, whatever way you want to do it. You can delete it and it's not on your device, and it's specifically for each user. So we're going to go and see one of these. So we'll go back to our drawers and we go to the invasive map. And once the invasive map pulls up, I can pinch my screen on my phone or my tablet to the project area and find that area, and I'll be able to zoom right in on it, and you can see that I've got data, and it's my project area that I've downloaded through a KML. The blue is my project area, and all of the white is my track logs. So back to our drawers. The last thing that we need to talk about is the upload queue down here. So I press the upload queue. This is where everything gets, whether you take a point, you revisit some of the data, your photo points, anything that is involved, and you press save, this is where it goes, so that you can go ahead and eventually, at the end of the day, when you get back to service or you have service, you can go ahead and press the action and go ahead, and down here at the bottom it says upload, and you can select all of them. You can go through and touch each and every one of them and upload, and be able to upload this to eddmaps.org. And then once you're done with that and you have everything uploaded into there, and you've got to do whatever you need to do on eddmaps.org, you can go back into the data set and refresh your data set right here of everything that you changed, and then it will download it back to your device. And pretty much before you go out every day, you've got to make sure that you've got the yesterday stuff that you put in or updated. You'll want to make sure that you update it before you go out the next day.
Thanks, Kevin. My name's Jerry Caldwell. I'm the Tooele County Weed Supervisor in Utah, and I'm also the president of the Utah Weed Supervisors Association currently. I'll be doing the second half of this presentation. Now we are going to show map settings. In the upper right corner, there are two gears to access it. This is where you select what you will see on the map. Starting on the top, you have your offline maps. This has zoom limitations due to the size of the files of the aerial photography. We are having new offline map tiles coming soon. This is an offline version of OpenStreetMaps. Then there's autofollow. When you select autofollow, you have two options: to keep your direction, or north is always up. Next is map type. You have normal, satellite, and terrain to choose from. Then we have displayed. You can toggle all reports and photo projects off or on all at once. Next, there are filters. These help you narrow down which points you want to see on the map. Data sets have a lot of points that you might not want to show. The state list currently has 7 states. You can pick and choose all or multiple weeds to display from the different categories. You can add specific species, one or as many as you want. This shows the number of points for all of your species also. Observation date. You can show or hide in 3-month increments up to 15 months. Then you have last date revisited. You can show or hide all of your recent revisits also. Then we have report status option, which are positive, treated, eradicated, and negative. If you have any filters on, you'll see the options to clear all filters. This resets everything back to the start. Then there are the by unverified option. These are orange in color. They are mainly used for navigating to points for ground truthing. Okay, now we're going to work with some points. Okay, first we'll add some new points. So we're going to touch the plus button on the bottom right corner. You'll have 4 options. Use my location, draw a polygon, drop a marker, take a photo. We'll start with use my location. Now this will put you wherever your GPS locates you at. So we'll add the species, and we're going to take a photo, take a picture, use the photo. Okay, you can add multiple photos if you'd like. You can also select a picture from your library if you need. Okay, then we're going to slide down here. Now, if you happen to need to move this point from where you're actually sitting, you touch this little icon next to the coordinates. It'll bring this map up, and you simply slide to where you need to be, touch the screen, the little blue dot will appear, and that's your new location of your point. Then you click done. Okay, then you come back down, you're going to fill in the rest of your attributes. You can put habitat, time spent, you can make it private. So I'm going to add my density. I'm going to add my acreage. It's a positive point, you have treated or negative. And you can put notes in the bottom box if you need to. Then you click Save. Okay, report has been saved in the queue. Now you'll notice that there's the white point on the map signifying that there's a point in the queue waiting to be uploaded. Okay, next, draw the plus sign. We're going to draw a polygon. Okay, so there's two kinds of polygons, vertices and sketch. Vertices, you simply touch the screen on the boundaries of your weed location. Sketch, you'll touch the screen and then hold on to the point and you'll draw a freehand polygon. Then you'll hit the arrow button over, click Done. It'll bring this box back up. You'll pick your species, you'll take your photo, take a picture, use my photo. Now you'll notice in the acreage box, it'll show you the acres of your polygon. So you'll fill in the rest of your attributes and we'll say that was treated. You can put notes if you'd like. Click Save. Report has been saved in the queue. Okay, now you'll notice there's a point instead of the polygon on your map, but it did save the polygon, but it shows it as a point so you don't clutter your screen up real bad. So now we're going to do the next one. So let's say you want to put a point in the middle of your screen. When you drop a marker, that will drop the point in the middle of your screen. Now, if you have to move it, you just hold on to it with your finger and you move it where it needs to be, let go. That's where your point is located. Click the arrow, click Done. You're back to this dialog box here. You're going to select your species, take your photo, take a picture, use the photo. You can also take multiple ones here too. If you need to move it, you can still move it right there. Then you're going to fill in your attributes at the bottom. With your acreage, done. Positive, treated, or negative. Do treated, and then save. Okay, it's now in the queue. Okay. Next, you got take a photo, which is basically doing it in reverse. So we're going to take a picture first, use my photo, then the dialog box comes back up to take your attributes. So we'll select our weed, density, acres, positive, treated, or negative. Then we're going to click Save. It's in the queue. Okay, now you'll notice there's 4 white points on here. We've done one of each weed that are all in the queue waiting for us. Okay, now let's do a revisit. So we're going to select a point to revisit. All right, we're going to report a revisit. Comes up as Scotch thistle. You can take a photo if you'd like. You're monitoring. It's now 5% of that 1 acre, but it's still there, positive. We'll click Save. Okay. Now you'll notice that point is gray. That just signifies that there's a revisit sitting in the queue waiting. Okay, now let's contest a record. Okay, we'll select a record. Then we're going to hit View Details. On the bottom left, we have Contest Record. Select that. Now, if you contest a record, you have to put a reason. So we're going to put wrong species on this. Then we're going to click Save. Okay. Okay, now that when uploaded, that's going to go back into the queue of the local or state verifiers. Okay, now we're going to verify a record. Now, orange signifies unverified records. So we'll select an orange, View Details. Now you'll see on the bottom there's Verify Record. Now this is mainly for the verifiers in the state and local. Your unverified points will show up on only your screen until they're verified and refreshed. So we're going to click Verify Record. Credibility, let's say it's credible. This is the place where a verifier can do whatever he needs to do to it. He can change the species also if it is the wrong species. So we're going to say it's credible. Method, we got photographs. A source was from county government. You can put comments in. You can either release or make it private. Okay, then we're going to click Save. Now it's in the upload queue. Okay, so we've now done new points, revisits, contest, and verify records. Now we'll go to on the drawer on the left side, we're going to go to upload queue. Okay, now here's everything that we've just done on here. So we've got new observation, a revisit, a contest, and a verified. These can still be edited at this point by selecting them, and you can do what you have to do. Click Save, and it's there. Now, if you find out here's one you really don't want to do it, you're just going to swipe to the left and delete, and it's gone. Okay, now everything looks okay. We're going to up on the upper right, you've got actions. We're going to select. We can just hit the Select All button if we'd like. Then on the bottom right, we're going to hit Upload. Okay, all of your points are now uploaded. Go back to your drawer, invasive map. And now they're off your screen because they're uploaded. So in order to get them back on, you need to go back to your data sets, click the refresh button, and this will download a fresh new copy of your points. It might take a few seconds to do it, but it's generally pretty quick. Okay, now they're there, so we'll go back to the invasive map, and all of our new points should show up on the map. Okay, now I'd like to spend a few minutes on photo projects. We've recently done some updates on this, so I'd like to go through it right now. Okay, so we're going to hit our drawer up on the upper left corner. Then we're going to select photo projects. These are all the projects that I have in my account. So to add a new photo project, we're going to create a folder first. So we're going to hit the plus sign, and we're going to create this folder, and we're going to call it an EDDMapS project. Done and save. Okay, now it will put it on the bottom until you've gone out and you come back in, and then it will alphabetize it for you. So that's our folder. So now we're going to select the folder, and this is going to be the plus sign up on the top right is going to add my new point in it. So this is going to add a photo point. So we're going to call this training. Done and save. Okay, now I have my point called training. Now I'm going to add my photo to that. So I hit on the photo on the side, and then I'm going to hit the plus sign to add a picture. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to name this 2021. Done. I'm going to click the camera. Okay, so now I'm going to take my picture, focused. All right, 2021, and save. Okay, now I have my photo. Now I can actually put in more points, or I can add more pictures. So I'll add another picture to show you the effects of the photo. So this is next year's photo, or next week, or whenever you happen to take it, and I'm going to call it 2022. Then I'm going to tap on the camera. Okay, now last picture is ghosted behind. There's a slide bar on the bottom that will change the opacity of the background picture. So we're going to leave it there. We're going to try and set this picture as close as we can. And then we're going to hit snap. Then we'll click save. Now we've got two side-by-side pictures. It also documents the date and the time that you took these photos. So then it's done. Now, you'll return to your main screen, and these are treated like a point. You go to your upload queue. They're treated like a point. They're actually in here. So I've got a previous one that I did that I'm going to delete. Same thing, you can swipe to delete. You've got these other photos. Now, unlike the other ones, the other new observations, revisits, and contested records go straight to the verifier for verification before it comes back to you. Photos, you'll just simply upload, select them, and upload, and it will send it right to your account on eddmaps.org. So now when I come back and I go to my invasive map, I will zoom in, and there are my photos. So now you can also navigate to this point, and you can access these points at this same location, and you can add more in at a later date with the same process. So we'll go back to the invasive map, and it shows all your points there. So anyway, now to summarize this presentation, we realize this app isn't for everyone, but we saw a need for a way to document progress over time to prove success or failure. We tried to make it versatile and easy for anyone to use.